This will be our second and final instructional video explaining Noldus Observer XT version 11.5. At this point, you should already have an open project with your imported video. You should also have some sort of defined codebook at this point as well. We would like to note that there are many different ways to set up a video for observation. We would just like to remind the users that this is how Dr. Taylor performs his experimentation with Noldus in the Circuit Studio at North Carolina State University. First off, we'd like to explain a few more things about your codebook. Depending on how long or complex your video may be, your codebook may be very limited or very robust. In this case, we will continue to code the behaviors of a soccer player in FIFA 2014. This time around, we will build on our existing codebook and hopefully clarify a few things regarding the three different types of behaviors that you can code and how to use them. We will now show you how to code behaviors using the defined keyboard shortcuts displayed in your codebook. There are green and red keys. Intuitively, green keys are for starting behaviors and red keys are for stopping behaviors. These buttons only apply to state events since point events are instantaneous. You can easily customize your choice of letter for your keys according to your preference or coding scheme. Please note that these keys are case sensitive, so make sure that you properly distinguish between uppercase and lowercase letters. In this case, an example for a state event would be capital R to start the run behavior and subsequently a lowercase r to stop the run behavior. Once a behavior is exhibited, all you need to do is hit the key that corresponds to the behavior to code it. If you were to start recording right now with the existing codebook generated from the previous video, you will encounter the following issue. When you hit record, it will automatically take you to the subjects column to choose your subject. To start coding, it is imperative to select the behaviors column. Otherwise, it will give you an error message. As you can see, if you start coding a particular behavior, for instance, run by clicking the capital R key, the software will switch to the subject column. When you try to code another behavior, you will see a red flashing bar at the bottom of your screen. The software does this because it wants the user to select the subject for the next action to be recorded. The assumption is that there are multiple subjects, and so the software wants the user to specify for which subject the actions will be recorded. For most of the research work with Dr. Taylor, you will only need one subject. Now we will show you how to stop this feature to enable you to code an observation much more fluidly. On the left-hand side of your Project Explorer, select Coding Scheme. Then select Settings under the Coding Scheme column. A Project Settings window will open. Then select Scoring Options and check the box next to Auto Record Subject under Scoring Options. Then select OK. This setting enables the user to easily code the behaviors of just one subject. This setting tells the software to assume that the subject will not change during the observation unless the user manually changes it back. This will prevent the previously mentioned feature of the codebook reverting back to the subject column. Here's how it looks after we've made the aforementioned changes. As you can see, you can now code much more fluidly. We will now attempt to make our codebook more robust by adding a few more behaviors. As mentioned in the previous video, there are three types of behaviors: state events, mutually exclusive events, and mutually exclusive exhaustive events. Please refer to the previous video for further explanation about these different types of behaviors. Remember, mutually exclusive means that only one behavior can be coded at a time, while mutually exclusive exhaustive events means that there must only be exactly one behavior being coded from the behavior group at any time. You cannot have all behaviors disabled in a mutually exclusive exhaustive behavior group. First, let's add a mutually exclusive exhaustive behavior group. Select Add Behavior Group under the Behaviors column and then select mutually exclusive states. Name your group. In our observation, we'll name this behavior group possession. We will name the initial state event to be no possession. And we will add another behavior named Real Madrid. Let us clarify that we are only interested in recording the possession of Real Madrid, the team in white jerseys. Now select Create Group. Now we will add a mutually exclusive, not exhaustive behavior group. Select Add Behavior Group under the Behaviors column, and then select Mutually Exclusive States. Name your group. In our observation, we'll name this behavior group Interruptive Actions. This refers to actions such as goal kicks, corner kicks, throw-ins, or fouls. Now, let's add these actions to our behavior group. We will choose the initial event to be none. And we will make all these events point events. Once all the behaviors have been added, select Create Group, and then go to View Settings and click on Properties. A menu will open at the bottom of your coding scheme column. To make our behavior group only mutually exclusive and not exhaustive, uncheck the exhaustive option from the Properties menu. Now that we have added all the behavior groups, let's begin coding. Remember, make sure that your codes are designed in a way such that it makes it easy to refer to them on your keyboard. It can often be tricky to code a multitude of behaviors in one pass. Oftentimes, you'll find that you'll need to make multiple runs of observations to have an accurately coded observation. We will now begin coding only one behavior, which is ball possession. When you begin recording, you will see that the video is not moving, and this is because there is a mutually exclusive exhaustive behavior group. The software is expecting you to choose one behavior group from the mutually exclusive exhaustive behaviors. Our mutually exclusive exhaustive group is possession. We will choose the initial behavior, which is no possession, by hitting the corresponding key in our codebook, which is lowercase n. We will now choose the Real Madrid behavior when the white team has possession of the ball. We will do this by hitting the corresponding letter, which is lowercase c. Now that we have shown you an example of coding possession, we will show you an example of coding actions behavior group. Now you can visualize your coding by selecting Visualization under Analysis in the Project Explorer tab. Right-click on the visualization and select Zoom Out. Click on the visualization a couple of times until the entire timestamp of the project is viewable. As you can see under the Possession group, whenever the No Possession behavior is selected, the Real Madrid possession is not selected, which is expected since it is categorized as a mutually exclusive exhaustive action. The top of the visualization shows some of the point events observed as well. You can also view the behavior analysis quantitatively by selecting Behavior Analysis under the Project Explorer column and selecting the New Behavior Analysis. There, you will see a table of coded behaviors. If you click Calculate at the top, you will be able to view summary statistics of your data. You can also export your data for further analysis using different software applications, such as Excel. To do so, go to the File from the top menu and select Export, then select Observational Data. Then choose Microsoft Excel option. A window will open titled Export Observational Data. Choose your observation and select OK. Another window will then prompt you to choose the save location of the exported file. Open the file, and if you see many pound symbols, just expand the column widths to view your data. This concludes our tutorial. As mentioned earlier, there are many ways to perform an observation. We hope this video will aid in your setup and troubleshooting efforts. Thank you.